Sometimes even your best isn't enough. Nacelle, Robo Maxx 89. Today on World of Stuff. Let's start off with a little review. We have the original Robo, which was released in advertised in Toy Fair 84. They look something like this. Just funny little guys. Suction cup foot. Squeezing arm action. Given a variety. And I'm sure had it not debuted as the same Toy Fair as the Transformers, that would be a very different story we'd be talking about today. But that is not the case. You can still find the vintage stuff on eBay and other places. Completion, it depends. Some years later, when Mount Daddy attained the Robo license, he made it part of the Glios line. Again, funny little guys. Can make them into just about any of the character. Looked like this. You also had an option to give them feet. Of course, you kind of have to do that. There you go. A two-legged variation. He also put out something closer to a Zeroid, which had more classical base like that. And that's how it went for years until Nacelle produced enough money to get the license for Robo. You still see the components on a bunch of the Glios sites, but as for the characters themselves, not so much. Which brings us to today with Maxx 89. Yeah, that is quite a radical departure. And starring in the hit animated series, yes, they even went in to make an animated series on YouTube for it. I have not seen it. I don't know if anybody has seen it. If you have, let me know how that went. Yeah, one thing you'll notice is the price I paid for it versus the retail price. Yeah, people just either weren't into this design or there just wasn't as much call as they had anticipated despite all their efforts. So, I don't think we're going to be seeing any of the bad guys anytime soon. Anyway, we'll take this out of the box, move on from there. Here's his bio, if you want to read it. Kind of ended up setting up the whole new universe for this whole line. If that excites you. They certainly put a lot of effort into this redesign. There are definitely some callbacks to the original, especially with the suction cup feet down there. Let's see here now. Very nice, sturdy toy. Weapon here, it should... Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, then we got these hoses, which we can just kind of plonk onto the back here. Somehow. Okay, maybe not. We'll get to that in a second here. Okay, so you can put these in these little slots right here. It just takes a little more force than you think, but you got options here as to what you want to do. Now, according to the picture, you can fit all three of these in here. I have yet to see that, but with the two, you at least got some options. Finally, for accessories, we have this arm, or their hand with a claw on it. I don't know what to use that for, but hey, it's an option. As for the articulation itself, let's see here now. Head can swivel, tiny bit of up and down over there. So I got something, stem joint for the shoulder. Bicep swivel, 90-degree elbow, wrist rotation, waist rotation, stem ball joint for the hips, knee bend is present, but angle is a bit weird, and well, the feet just kind of the suction cups, so you can definitely get them into some poses, which is a plus, but still, it's just kind of odd. Now, yes, there were a couple others besides just Maxx 89 here. There was the fireproof version, which is him in gold, and Wrecker. There were teases in the initial advertising for one of the bad guys. I don't see that happening, especially now, but we'll see what happens next. Now, if you see any of these at this point, it's likely going to be in clearance, so it is worth it for what you're getting. But honestly, for a revival line, it kind of ended up a bit of a dud. At least from what I've seen. Maybe I'm not seeing something here, but I don't see this going much further than this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hopefully I am. But ironically, the best success it had was when it was with the part of the Glyos line. Which is strange, but that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Anyway, I'm the Deceptiwolf. This has been Maxx 89 from Robo by Nacelle. You know, remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.